Warning, this guide will contain a lot of horsepower. Get it? Because I know why you pulled for Maruzensky. You know she got curves like a drift track, eyes like high beams, and if you're still using augury fat, baby, you're stuck in first gear. Enough yapping, let's start building this supermodel. 君の愛馬がズキュンドキュン走り出しドキュンドキュンかけてゆくよこんな想いは初めて The first thing that we need to do to ensure Maruzensky will get A tier is we're going to the website called Game Torah. This is used to find the affinity level of other Umas to our Maruzensky, so that we could min-max the power that we could get from the guest Uma. Right here at the recommended tab, it says that Mihono Bourbon is the best legacy unit for Maruzensky. Now normally we'd be going to the race, then click all, and find Mihono Bourbon from the club of the top players. But I found an easier method, and it's not even a secret. You just have to join the Umamusume official Discord server and go to this tab called Find Friends. Most of the people here are posting different kinds of Umas that has a 9-star spark, which you could easily filter by searching in the history. So in our case, we're searching for Mihono Bourbon sparks. This is an easy way to find a spark that you need, but we need more people posting here because as you can see, there's not a lot of Mihono Bourbon right here right now. So it would be very helpful if we could increase the number of every Uma that has a 9 spark in here. Once you found your Mihono Bourbon, pick any high spark legacy Uma that you have to partner with Mihono. It would be better if it's on the top of the list of Game Torah, but it's fine if it's not. Here are the support cards that I use for this run. This is by no means the best, I'm just using the best that I got. And I'm going to show you the best cards that you could use if you have them with a lot of limit break. And also, here are the alternatives that you can use. Don't be dumb and read a little, so you can change it as you see fit. But basically, you need to have 3 speed cards, 2 wit card, and 1 stamina card. Now you ask like a dumbass, why do we need wit card? Why not use a power card or double stamina? If you've seen my last video, you would know that the first beginner's mistake is not looking at the details of the race. Now do you see any stamina heavy races in here? None, right? The heaviest race that we're going to be running in is our run in Arimakinen, which will not be a threat to us in terms of ending our career. And we're taking double wit because Maruzensky is a front runner. And you know what front runners doesn't need? Yes, that's right, power. Granted that you still need a little bit of it, but you don't need excessive amount of it. And you know what the current useless stat is in this game? Yes, you got that right again. Guts. Because if you already have enough stamina for the run, then Guts is just there on the reserve spot. I know that Guts helps your Uma to stay in front at the final spurt, but many veteran players argue that it doesn't even matter that much. You know what matters? Yes, how smart your Uma is. Wit affects the skill activation rate, position, and stamina management in races. Meaning your Uma is smart. She's not just going to run for the sake of running like Gold Ship. You want a Biwa Hayahide who can run and think at the same time. Don't feel bad about Guts and feel like you need to train it once in a while. That's what makes you a weak trainer. You don't need to be moody. Your own horse girl already gives enough of that. And hey, if it makes you feel better for Guts, I have a clue for you. Look at the screen. Now that we're clear on that, let's start the race. At the first 11 turns, we are going to focus on leveling up our friendship to orange so that we can unlock the rainbow training early in the run for bigger stats. This is an absolute rule, especially in the first 11 turns before debut. At this stage, do not go to recreation because you want your Uma's mood to be great on the first race. This is simply a waste of turn. If you feel like you are lacking somewhere on stat, then compensate using a skill. If you have none, then just go race. Or if worse comes to worse, using one alert clock on this stage should do it, but I don't think that it will come to that. After the debut race, what you need to do is to understand how you control your energy. Since we are prioritizing our weight training, you should focus on balancing and have minimal rest so that we can maximize our stats, because weight increases your energy a little bit, which is enough to skip on a whole rest day if you could balance it well. To make this easier, our cardinal rule when to avoid failure rate is to not train if it's more than 25%, just like Leonardo DiCaprio. Whenever you see 25, I want you to correlate your failure rate to Leonardo to easily remember it. Now the races that we need to watch out for is this 3, because these races needs a bit of stamina for us to do well in them. At this point, we should be at least 400 stamina and take a stamina skill if possible so you could get first place, especially in Ari McKinnon. Even though Ari McKinnon cannot end our career if we lose there, we could still get a lot of skill points if we get first in the race, which will heavily benefit us because we're building wit and more skill points equals more skills. So that's why we're still going to try and win it. If you think that you could easily get our stat threshold, then it is a good idea for you to participate on more G1 races if you have good skills that you can still take. Keep in mind that when taking skills, it is better to only have a single copy of it, which is usually indicated by a single circle. This is because you'll get more value with your points this way. This is not an absolute rule, because if other skills are bad for your Uma and you've already finished Ura Finale, then maybe the best way is to just upgrade your other skills to double circle. Basically, just rinse and repeat this until you get to Ura Finale, and you should be able to gain at least an A for your Maruzensky. Just keep in mind that our target stat is going to be 1100 speed, 500 stamina, 500 power, 300 guts, and 1000 wit or more. Once you reach or you're near this stat line, then you should easily take A tier with your Maruzensky. Now this doesn't mean anything if we can't win on PvP, so we're going to test her out.